Okay, well, here we go. So let's take a look at what we have here. I brought in front of you uncooked rice, and the amount of rice that we're supposed to use is 1 1/4 cup of rice. And what I did is I brought this because I wanted to show you what happens when you cook rice, and this is for those who have never cooked rice before. Over here, I have cooked rice, and if you notice, the rice on here, right here, is a lot wider in terms of the volume. You can't really see from the perspective that I have, but these two rice containers, they're at the same height. But this rice on my left is a lot wider in volume. So that's what happens when you cook rice. But anyway, the amount of rice that we're supposed to use in this recipe is 1 1/4 cup of uncooked rice. And what happens when you cook it, it becomes in volume a lot more. Now, I'm going to set this aside. And what I really want to bring out or point out is that a lot of people who cook shrimp fried rice, or any kind of fried rice for that matter, what they do is they have a tendency of cooking the rice and then finishing the preparation for the meal right after the rice has been cooked. Now, you can do that, but what happens is that the rice starts to become sticky, or is sticky, when you're going through that process. The real trick to cooking fried rice is that after having cooked the rice, you're supposed to put the rice in the refrigerator and let it get cold overnight, and then cook the cold rice the next day. Because what we're going to do is I'm going to put my hands in some water, and I'm going to break up the rice pieces into tiny little kernels, and so that when we're cooking the shrimp fried rice in the end, the rice kernels won't be sticky. They'll be nice and fluffy, and that is the real secret to cooking fried rice. So let me go ahead and take this rice out. This rice has been overnight. As you can see, it's nice and firm. Now mind you, this was just 1 1/4 cup of uncooked rice at one point, and you can see the volume, how much rice it's turned into at this point. So what I want to do now is just put my hands, or my fingers, fingers, in water, and I'm going to start breaking up the rice kernels so that they're nice and separate. And this is the real trick to cooking shrimp fried rice. Now, if you've ever gone to a restaurant and if you've noticed how the rice is somewhat sticky, well, that just indicates that they cooked the rice immediately right at that time, and they didn't do this preparation of allowing the rice kernels to get cold overnight and to break them apart in little pieces. So now I am almost done with this. And I can see how the rice kernels are really nice and separate from themselves. So when you're thinking about cooking fried rice, you need to think about it in terms of the preparation one day ahead if you're planning on cooking fried rice. Okay, so I've got all these kernels separated. Just dip my hands in the dip my fingers in the water here. Okay, so let me put this aside. The next step that I want to do is I want to take 2 eggs and go ahead and take these 2 eggs, whip them around. And then And having done that, now I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, done with that. So I'm going to set this aside. And the last ingredient that I want to work with is I want to cut up the green onion here, and I want to cut it up into nice fine pieces. Okay, we're done with this, and we can go ahead and start cooking our food.